to send this message, and we're going to get right into it. Hey, everybody. Don't y'all start putting cities and states and countries yet. Give me a second. Because I like to see it when you're doing it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be an incredible live, probably one of the best ones we've had this year already. And I can promise you that. Go ahead and start liking and sharing the video. Let me send this message really quickly, and then we're going to get right into it. Hey, y'all, go ahead and say hey. Share the video. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Just sending a message here. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, I'm just saying hey to let y'all know I'm real. Just sending a message really quickly. All right, y'all. What's up? City, state, country. Let me know where you're tuned in from. We got a show tonight. We got a topic tonight, rather. We're going to talk about exposing the spirit of desperation. Some of y'all probably saw the spirit of desperation. This ain't church. Ain't church, but I want to deal with with desperation as an energy because it's a real thing. It is, and I'm going to prove that tonight. And desperation is the reason why many of you are single. Desperation is the reason why many of you cannot make new friends. Desperation is the reason why many of you put up with things you have no business putting up with. Desperation is the reason why many of you are stuck in bad situations, bad relationships, bad connections. So it's going to be good. I'm telling you now, get your journals. You're going to need it. And let's get to work. City, state, country. Where are you from? Good. Salt Lake, San Diego, Southern California. Let's see it. They should be flying up the screen. Tallahassee, Long Beach. Thank you. Rocky Mount, VA. Hey, Monica. Georgia. What part? Powder Springs, Georgia. All right. Good. Greensboro. Thank you, hometown. Tri-Cities, VA. Powder Springs again. Wow. Clearwater, Florida. New York, LA. Always a pleasure. Indianapolis, Tulsa, Raleigh, Fort Worth, Chester. British Columbia, Canada, Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Aiken, South Carolina, Byron, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Maryland, Denver, Colorado, Collinswood, New Jersey, Houston, Hampton, VA, Bismarck, okay, Corona, California, Dallas, Texas, Antigua, of course. Hey, client, Temecula, California. Did I say that right? Omaha, Nebraska, San Pablo, California, Fresno, California, Southern Kentucky. Put your city, state, country, and then like the video, share the video. I need, if you're on Instagram, hit that little kite and share the video. Thank you to my moderators that are already on their job. If you are on TikTok, share the video and like the video. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, hit the like or love button, share the video. I need you to do that now. This is a topic that a lot of people need to hear. It is. We need to hit the 1,000 number tonight in terms of viewers. Keep going. St. Louis, Missouri, Atlanta. Thank you, Collinsville, Covington, Roanoke Rapids. All right. Somerset, Kentucky, Snellville, Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fairfield, California, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Michigan, Orlando, Florida. Good. Good. Somerset, Kentucky, Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Fort Worth, Texas, Los Angeles, California. All right. Good. Is that it? Is that all we got? Because we're not going to waste time. I'm getting into it tonight. I got a lot of work to do. And this one's going to hit hard. I'm telling y'all now, I'm giving you the warning now. You're going to wish you took notes from the beginning of this one, because this is going to explain a lot. Houston, Fort Worth. I'm sorry, Fort Lauderdale. Thank you so much. QD Vita. Thank you. Detroit, Michigan. LA again. Wow, LA is really heavy tonight. New Mexico, New York, California, Cleveland, Ohio, Houston again, Ontario, Canada, Philly. Thank you. Phoenix. All right, Memphis. We got a nice little variety tonight. Very good mixed crowd tonight. What's today? Today is the 13th. Get your journals. Let's do some housekeeping really quick. I want to get into it. Thank you all for your support, prayers last week. I felt terrible last Thursday, doing a whole lot better. I worked Friday and did my daughter's graduation, and then they went with their mom Saturday, and then I stayed in bed, all day Sunday. So that really helped. I really appreciate your support, and thank y'all for bearing with me last week. Been a little extra. I get a little extra when I get sick, but y'all bear with me. All right, Maryland, LA again is in the house. LA is heavy tonight. Good gracious. Wisconsin, Brooklyn. I like that LA. I want to come out there. Minneapolis, Houston, Villa Rica, Georgia. I don't know where Villa Rica, Georgia is. All right. Let's get into this. Hey, everybody. Everybody's saying hey. Hey to y'all. It's good to see y'all again. Good to be back on. And yes, let me add a moderator here. I got my moderator on IG. I think my moderator for TikTok is already on. There you go. Hey, April. And hopefully my moderator for YouTube is already present as well. All right. So you are not late. Let's get into it. We're talking about exposing the spirit of desperation. Before we do, I've got a couple of things I've got to tell you and remind you of. All right. Y'all, listen, I did the 5 areas of healing yesterday. It was incredible. It's the last time I am doing the 5 areas of healing in a virtual format. The next time I teach that publicly will be in person at a city near you, hopefully in the fall. So I'm not doing that virtually anymore. But it was really good. And so I am also doing the value system Saturday. All right. So that's going to be it for group work in the month of June. Value system is Saturday, June the 15th. If you have not registered, go ahead and get you a seat. Value system is very underrated because it really helps you align your life with the things that are important to you. Check it out. I'll go more announcements later, but let me just say this quickly. Support the show. I want you to like the video, share the video, support the show. You'll see ways that you can support on the screen via Cash App and Zelle. And you'll see the ways that you can do that. Also, if you see someone drop a salad in the comments, what they are doing is they're supporting a show by buying me lunch, buying me a salad. So if you support the show, be sure to drop a salad in the comment area. Y'all stop dropping salads and you ain't supporting. Drop a salad and support the show. It really, I really would appreciate it a lot. If somebody gets in the comments tonight and gets a little agitated with what we talk about, which is very possible, you might start to see a bunch of eagles in the comments. And the reason why you're going to see that is because we try to fly high above birds. If being called a bird offends you, then behave. All right. So we really fly high above birds. And I have a zero tolerance policy for bullies on my networks. And so that's what you might see if you see that in the chat area. Now, let's get into it. I want you to put in your journals tonight's topic, exposing the spirit of desperation. Exposing the spirit of desperation. That's what we're talking about. And this is going to be really good. And I'm excited to teach it. All right. Exposing the spirit of desperation. Dot, why are you talking about desperation? Because I've been having a lot of comments here over the last couple of weeks with clients who are really making very desperate decisions. Very desperate decisions. And I want all of you to know from the top what's going on, man. It's good to see you. Love you, bro. Let me tell you from the top right now, desperation has a look. Desperation has a look. That's probably the first note you need to put in your journal. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler as always. Desperation has a look. Does. Desperation has an energy to it. It absolutely does. You can look at a person and you can see the desperation on them if you look close enough. Make sure my sound effects are working. Yeah. I'm going to need them tonight. So desperation has a look to it. There is a look that is associated with desperation. And people are making a lot of very desperate decisions with their lives. Many of you are making a lot of desperate decisions with your life. And tonight I'm going to break this down as to why desperation is a spirit and how to get it off of you. Doc, why are you talking about spirits? Well, I ground my work in something that a lot of counselors, coaches, therapists don't: spirituality. Mental. What are the 5 areas, y'all? Let me find my stylist. What are they? Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial, right? Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. At the core of all of your development, you should be touching all 5 of those areas. Your mental development, your emotional development, your spiritual development, your physical development, your financial development. And we're going to deal with this spiritual part tonight because it really connects with desperation. Desperation is a spirit. I'm going to prove it to you. And this is going to be a little academic for some of you, but this is going to be really good. Okay? Now, let me give you my definition of desperation. And listen, if you're not going to be honest with tonight's live ain't going to help you. Old folks used to say a hit dog hollers. Some of y'all going to scream tonight. The reality is, the other reason why I'm teaching this is because if I'm being honest, I know what it's like to operate from a desperate space. When you act desperate, you make desperate decisions. You do desperate things. I've been there. The pre-healed doc, been there. Made desperate decisions, desperate moves, desperate choices. Did desperate things. And we got to correct this tonight because many of you don't even realize that the stuff that you're doing in the name of love, in the name of loyalty, in the name of belonging, in the name of acceptance, etc., is really desperation disguised in loyalty. So we're going to break all of that tonight. Now, let me give you my definition of desperation. You should be writing. You ready? Thank you, Houston, for tuning in. Howell, New Jersey. Y'all are still coming in. Good. Let me give you my definition of desperation. All right. We are up to already about 600 viewers. Let's get this up to 1,000. My definition of desperation, record this now. You ready? Desperation, this is a long definition, is a state of despair that evokes behavior which compromises who and what you are. Desperation is a state of despair that evokes behavior which compromises who and what you are. Let me give it to you again. Desperation is a state of despair that evokes behavior which compromises who and what you are. Y'all know I give custom definitions here. We don't come out the dictionary here. I take complicated things and make them make sense. It's my gift. Desperation is a state of despair that evokes behavior which compromises who and what you are. The word you got to highlight and capitalize is the word despair. Because the word despair then gives us insight into why desperation. Hey, Tiff on YouTube, you want to shout out my other moderator? I'm seeing all my moderators. The word despair gives us insight into why desperation is a spirit. Keisha, I don't think I shouted you out on IG as well. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Thank y'all for your work. My moderators are the best. So don't y'all talk crazy in the chat. They'll zap you. All right? It's the word despair. Because the word despair speaks to being in a state where you feel like you are hopeless. You are losing ground. You are losing momentum. You don't have strength. You're not on top. You're being drug along, etc., etc. So when a person gets into a place of despair and their behaviors begin to reflect their despair, they begin to compromise who they are and what they do. All of you that want to start businesses, that want to be impactful in your work and whatever you do, I'm going to deal with you tonight too. Because let me just give you the cliff note before I get there. Many people are pursuing careers not because it's really what they called to do. You're pursuing careers because you want to go viral. You want to be popular. You want to make a lot of money. And the reality is, if you're selling hair one day, if you're selling clothes the next day, if you're selling candy the next day, if you're selling health products the next day, and you're selling edibles the next day, we don't know what to follow. All you're doing is taking stuff, throwing it up against the wall and hoping something sticks. And that's because you got desperate energy. And desperate energy will have you trying anything just to get on top. I'm already swinging and y'all quiet. Desperation is a state of despair. And when a person gets to a state of despair, they get to a place where their behavior begins to compromise who and what they are. And because this is the case, watch this, desperation is not a thought. Desperation can create thoughts. Okay, so desperation isn't a thought. Mental, it can create thoughts. Desperation is not an emotion. Emotion, it can create emotions. Desperation can have you feeling some kind of way. Desperation can have you thinking some kind of way. But it ain't a thought. It ain't an emotion. Desperation is a spirit. You know why? Let me explain. Now, all the late people are going to come and be like, hey, can you give that spirit definition again? Y'all going to have to rewind the tape. Let me explain why desperation is a spirit. Well, it's a spirit. Let me define it. Ooh. A spirit, record this. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler. My salads are already dry. Either y'all intensely listening or intensely writing, but I'm going to give y'all a pass for about 3 more minutes. Watch this. A spirit is a state of being or persona that influences our behavior. A spirit is a state of being or persona that influences our behavior. Watch this. Watch what I do with this. A spirit is a state of being or a persona that influences our behavior. Those of you that have religious backgrounds, whether you believe in God, universe, Buddha, I talk about everybody because As a Christian, I'm blessed to serve the world. So all my clients are from all kinds of backgrounds, not just the ones y'all like. But from the perspective of a Christian, we say God is a spirit. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him, what? In spirit and truth. Well, if God's a spirit, then God is a state of being that lives where? Inside of you. Watch. Then when he's inside of you, what does he do? He influences how you act. Guess what else influences how you act? Desperation. And if a thing can influence your behavior, it's a spirit. I can stop the show now. I don't care if you believe in God, if you believe in Buddha, whatever you believe in. If a thing can influence your behavior, it ceases from being a thought, it ceases from being an emotion, and it's automatically a spirit. Joe, they not ready for this. This next level. Doc, I don't believe in spirits. Let me ask you this. You believe in blessings? Huh? Do you believe in blessings? Because here's the thing. If you believe in blessings, you have to believe in spirits. You know why? Because blessings come from sources that you both know and don't know. You know what's in common with that? If blessings come from sources you both know, i.e. people, God, for some of us, sometimes strangers that we meet, whatever. If blessings, thank you, Jeanette, for the first salad. I appreciate you. If blessings come from sources you know and don't know, guess what? Spirits also come from sources that many of you know and don't know. You can't tell me you believe in blessings and you don't believe in spirits. That's like saying you believe in generational blessings, but you don't believe in curses. You can't believe in one without the other. Interesting. So then, if a spirit is a state of being or persona that influences our behavior, and desperation then can control how we think and can control how we feel and ultimately control our behavior, then anything that influences your behavior is a spirit, which means one of the quickest ways to break the spirit of desperation is to deal with the spirit that has you acting that way. Uh-oh, this is going to be fun. So when clients come to me and they shocked that you have taken that man, that woman back 10 times who has cheated 15 times, and you say stuff like, Doc, I don't know why I keep going back. It's called a spirit that you don't see or don't understand that is influencing your behavior. It's causing you to do the stuff that you do. And that spirit is called desperation. I really don't even know if y'all are ready for this lesson tonight. I don't. I should have just gave this to Patreon and IG subscribe. I don't know if y'all are ready for this lesson. Because this is going to require you to put on a higher level of thinking. The reason why many of you are absolutely embracing the things that you embrace is because something has a hold of you. And that something's called a spirit. And in a lot of cases, that spirit is desperation. Doc, I thought desperation was an emotion. It's not. It's not. Desperation can cause you to cry. Desperation can cause you to whine. Desperation can cause you to beg. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I can't wait. Desperation can cause you to do that stuff. I thought desperation was a thought. No, desperation can influence how you think. Desperation can put ideas in your head and in your mind. Desperation can plant seeds in your mind. But guess what? Desperation has to be a spirit, because when something starts influencing how you act, you are under the control of something that is greater than you. And many of you don't realize you continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again because something is influencing your behavior that's greater than you. I'm gonna stop right here because I ain't seen no salads. My stomach growling. Oh yes. Oh yes. This will be the live of the year. But it's gonna be hard for many of y'all to process. You can't tell me you believe in blessings and you don't believe in spirits. This is important. Let's get into it. Oh, thank you, Duncan. Duncan, thank you, Ava, for the salad. I appreciate it. The salad is about supporting the show. The ways to support on the screen. You guys support. I had three new clients this week who have been watching me since last year. We met for the first time this week as clients. They signed up, they waited, and what was so crazy about those clients, I appreciate you so much. What was so crazy about these clients is that um, they came on the show or came on the call and was like, "Doc, we've been watching you for years, since last year." And they grabbed journals and pulled out books of notes, books just from lives. Maybe you want to go therapy, counseling, coaching, and a lot of people have never even met with me before, and you get your lesson every Thursday. So that's why I encourage you to support the show. It really goes a long way to helping me to continue to do what I do. Okay. Y'all, let me give you some signs of desperation. This is where it's going to get thick. I love y'all in advance. Thank you, Ganaris. I appreciate you and your support. Hey, good night, Avianca. I appreciate you. Good. First one with the book. Good. You're going to need it. Yeah, they had one client had like 4 books, thick books of just notes. Said, "Doc, I ain't need. I mean, I knew you had a waiting list. I was waiting for your books to open, but this has been enough. I've been applying what you've been telling us on Mondays and Thursdays, and I've gotten everything I need. I'm not kidding y'all. It's the real deal. There's a reason why people think I'm one of the best in the business. Doc, don't you think that's arrogant? No, it's honest. It's honest because I do what a lot of people don't do. I tell you the truth. Let's deal with this. This is going to get tight. Let me give you some signs of desperation. Let me give you some signs of desperation. Thank you, Makisha. I appreciate you. As always, you're such a big support. That's my dog. You're my dog as well, Nikki. Good to see you. One of my great clients. Why? Let me give you some signs of desperation. Now, this is going to hurt some of y'all. I love you in advance. But some of y'all going to hear yourself tonight playing as day. Let me give you some signs. Here's one sign. Let's start with sign number 1. A big sign of desperation is accepting behavior you know is wrong. Y'all writing this down in the comments in your journals? Let's go. And like and share the video, y'all. We're up to 3, right around 600 viewers right now on all networks. Sign number 1, accepting behavior you know is wrong. This for all of y'all that turn a blind eye to the foolishness of things around you, hoping it'll go away. They cheating. You know they cheating. I know they cheating. Your mama know they cheating. Your coworkers know they cheating. Everybody know they cheating but you. And you. Not but you. And you. And you know what you do? You get on with your therapist who lets you just whine, don't give you no solutions. and just, I just need you to help me process this. I want to understand, why am I not enough? Well, that's important to an extent. But let's deal with the fact that you know and you ain't doing nothing about it. I have a suggestion. Maybe desperation got something to do with it. Maybe there's something on you that's causing you to hold on to something that you know is wrong for you. Desperation is a spirit. And one big sign of desperate energy is accepting behavior you know is wrong. This is for all of you that turn a blind eye to mistreatment. This is for all of you that turn a blind eye when people don't handle you right. This is for all of you that turn a blind eye in the name of stuff like love and loyalty and a paycheck. That's desperate energy. And listen, when you operate like that from a place of desperate energy, where you're willing to accept anything just to have anything, you will never have nothing. Can y'all write that down? If you will accept anything just to have anything, you'll end up with nothing. Desperate energy. Many of you desperate in your relationships. That's why your mates treat you like trash and you stay. Many of you are desperate in your careers. That's why you stay on jobs that don't appreciate you, don't celebrate you, don't empower you, don't help you, and you use excuses like paychecks. When the reality is, if you're willing to sell your soul to be able to pay your bills, you ain't got much of one. Doc, how can you speak so strong? Because I know what it's like to walk away from jobs that paid me well. I know what it's like to leave a job and take a $50,000 pay cut and go and take another job that took a $50,000 drop, and I made that money back within a year and a half. You know why? Because you can't buy me out. You can't buy you when a person doesn't have desperate energy, you can't buy them out. They ain't for sale. I know this is hard. This is gonna be hard for some of you. Some of you are gonna struggle tonight. But when you accept behavior you know is wrong, you are operating in desperate energy. And I get it. We actually, as a culture, support this. We support it. Here's TikTok filtering my stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why TikTok is filtering my comments, but whatever. We support it. How do I know, Doc? Listen to even the music we listen to. Listen to the music we listen to. One of my favorite songs comes on, R&B songs come on. Poison. I love the beat. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Miss her, kiss her, love her. That girl is poison. So what you're saying is, you know she's a mess, and you still can't get enough. You know what that's called? Let me give you the remix. Desperate energy. They're telling me now, thank you. TikTok's not allowing you to say church. TikTok hates. I've lost 900 followers in the last 2 weeks. TikTok hates my guts. Whatever. So now you can't even type church on the comments. And what's so crazy is that before he says that girl is poison, somebody whispers, "One move, you're dead." And just Doing like this, just desperate. Just desperate. One clear sign of desperate energy is accepting behavior that you know ain't decent behavior. Okay? Let me give you another sign of desperation. Y'all with me? Thank you. Appreciate you. Moderators doing what they do. Yeah, you never knew that's what they were saying. Y'all just dancing. Let me give you number two. This is a big sign of desperation. And I want to take my time with this one. A big second big sign of desperation is begging. 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 We have a lot of beggars on the line tonight. We have a lot of beggars on the line. Doc, I don't beg. Watch me prove you different. You ready? Let me give you the definition of begging. Because if you're a beggar, you got desperate energy. I'm telling you right now. Let me give you the definition of begging. You know what begging is? Begging is asking for anything more than twice. Uh-oh. Begging is asking for anything more than twice. Let me give you an example. Yeah, a lot of y'all been begging. I'm just giving you the bare bones, easy explanation. I mean, I can really break this down and go deeper, but let's just keep this simple. I got a lot of content to get through. Let me make this real plain for those of you, especially in relationships. Where did I find it? I created it. I don't look in the dictionary. I write my definitions. Must be new here. Begging is asking for anything twice. Now, let me prove it. When you're in a connection with someone and you're engaged with them in a relationship, friend, it can even be friendship. Everything doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a family member. Let's say you want them to take the trash out. And you ask them to take the trash out. And they don't do anything. Can you assume that they don't want to do it? Sure, that's an easy assumption to make. But hey, what if, this is probably a horrible example, but we're going to make it work. What if you asked them to take the trash out and they didn't hear you? I'm trying, y'all. Or you asked them to take the trash out and they didn't understand what you meant. Maybe they just thought you meant take the bathroom trash out, not the kitchen. Let's take the kitchen and not all the other rooms. Okay? So when you ask somebody to do something, especially at the core of a healed person, I'm talking to all of you healed people and those of you that desire to be healed in those 5 areas of healing: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. All right? Go ahead and put it in the comments right now, because what I'm about to say speaks to levels. Come on, all caps, levels. Those of you that are healed or desire to be healed, if you ask someone to do something one time, the healed version of you tends to want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Because when we are healed, we can extend things more easily, like grace, like mercy, like kindness, like forgiveness. The list goes on and on and on and on. Keish, put up the ways to support if you would. Right? So you get that when you're healed, you're more likely capable, you more likely have the capacity to be able to extend those things. So you may ask somebody, hey, I'm just using this as an easy example. Take the trash out. Well, you know, they don't do it. You're not sure they heard you. Whatever. So what do? You turn around and you ask them again. We're on time number 2. Now, time number 2, the first ask is a request. Are y'all writing this down? The first ask is a request. The second ask is for clarity. The second ask is for clarity. So when you ask somebody something, maybe they didn't hear you the first time, maybe, they didn't understand the request. So you healed you, the version of you that's in therapy, you trying to work on yourself, you trying to give people a chance, blah, blah, blah. So you'll turn around and you will ask again. But that second ask is not a request. That second ask is for clarity. Hey, I asked you to take out the trash. This is what I need you to do. Can you do this for me? What clarity does, record this. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler. My salads are dry. Y'all deep in listening, but not supporting tonight. What clarity does when you ask a second time, clarity ensures understanding. Clarity ensures understanding. So if you've spent a second time telling somebody, I need you to do this. I need you to stop doing this. I need you to start doing this. Can you do this for me? I'm asking you to do this. And then you turn on the second time, hey, I really need you to stop doing this. Please start doing this. Take out the trash. Be nice to me. Stop cheating. Whatever it is. Thank you, Brandon, for the salad, brother. When you do it the second time, we're doing it for clarity so there's no misunderstanding. Watch. So then, if we ask a second time and there's no misunderstanding, then anything asked after understanding is just excessive. Any ask after number 2, which is for understanding, is excessive. And when you ask for things in an excessive way, starting with ask number 3, you are officially begging. Now, many of you are asking, does this pertain to our children too? See, many of you asking about that. I think that's a loaded question, kind of. I think when you are dealing with children that are living in your house, especially children under the age of 18 that you are taking care of, it probably is a different conversation. Because I don't know what kind of house y'all in. I'm not asking 2 and 3 times. My kids do nothing. Now, I'm going to do a live on parenting, and everybody will probably report me on that night. Okay? When we're talking about kids under 18 that you're taking care of, I don't see how y'all make it to ask number 3, if I'm being honest. Begging should not even be in the context of engagement with kids. Here's the problem that I got. Some of you got grown adult kids you taking care of, that you asking to do stuff 3, 4 times while you take care of them. You begging. Because not only are they not little kids, they grown enough to know better. They grown enough to what? Understand. Oh my God, Doc, you're not a gentle parent. Doc, your heart. No, I'm not. I think I'm a great dad. I believe. I've been told. But what I ain't going to do is ask my little kids, 10 and 11, to do something 5 times. And if you got kids that are adults, you had no business asking them to do anything more than once. So what am I saying? I'm saying that any of you that's been asking people to do stuff, Doc, I've been asking her to change. I've been asking for the last 10 years if she would just change, and she ain't changed. Well, how many times you asked in 10 years? At least 30. You begging. Well, Doc, I've been asking him to just act right for the last 5 years, and he just won't change. You begging and desperate. Somebody got to tell you. Somebody's got to tell you to your face. You're desperate. Well, Doc, they said they would work on it. They said they would improve. They're gonna get to it. And how many times have you asked? I've been trying to work on it for the last 3 years. Desperate. It's desperate energy. Begging is desperate energy. Doc, he said he was going to change his ways. He said he was going to change this. Doc, she said she was going to start coming to the temple, to the mosque, to church. Well, I've been on her, but ain't nothing. But I'm trusting. I'm gonna stay on her. No, you ain't trusting. You begging. You have desperate energy, and it's a spirit. The first time you ask, it's a request. The second time you ask, it's for clarity. Everything after that, desperation. I don't care if you marry. It's worse when you marry. Y'all don't want me to have this conversation. I don't even know why, Shireen, I don't know why, Shireen, you're doing this to me. If you're married, it's worse. You know why? Because married people should be so in tune with one another that they don't even have to really ask the other person for certain things, because your spirits should be so intertwined that the other person should sometimes know what you need before you ask. And if you are in a marriage where people can't sometimes finish your sentences or sometimes know what you need before you say something, you got a weak one. Salads are dry. I'm gonna stop right here until y'all start sending some salads. I didn't give y'all a month's worth of stuff in 30 minutes. This for all of y'all. You can't read your partner's mind. They don't know what's going on with you, and y'all been married for 30 years. Something wrong. Something wrong. If you've been married and connected to somebody that long, and y'all ain't finishing each other's sentences, you can't determine what they need before they open their mouth and say something, and vice versa. Something's wrong. Oh, you good, Shireen. You can always ask anything. Tell your friend I said thank you. I'm serious. Child, Doc, they get on the calls with me and be like, Doc, child, Doc, I just don't know what's wrong with my husband. I just don't know what's wrong with my wife. We've been together 15 years and I can't read him. I can't read his brain. I can't read her brain. I can't read what's going on. Y'all been together 15 years and y'all can't read each other. Do you sleep in different universes? How? I'm telling you, it's problematic. And it's a reflection of desperate energy. For you to sit there and try to be looking for solutions when we got deeper problems. It's 15 years and y'all still begging. Oh, Amanda. Amanda got married, y'all, last weekend. Let's give Amanda a round of applause. Amanda on TikTok got married last weekend. Thank you, JCS. Thank you so much for the salad and the smoothie. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Congratulations, Amanda. Advice for newlyweds? Talk. Talk, 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 talk. Talk. When you happy, talk. When you mad, talk. When things are great, talk. When things ain't great, talk. Not on social media, not to your family, to your husband, to your wife. Best advice I can give you. And of course, that goes without saying that talking includes honesty. It includes being authentic and transparent. If you do that, you're gonna be just fine. But congratulations, y'all. Let's give Amanda another round of applause. It was awesome. I'm happy for other folks. I'm happy for other folks. Doc might find him a wife one day, but right now it ain't looking too good. Oh boy. I tell you, I can't win. I don't know. Y'all pray for me here. But I'm serious. Desperation has an energy. And if you asking anybody to do anything more than twice, you begging. Stop asking that man to change more than twice and calling it he working on it. No, you lying to yourself. Stop asking that woman to change more than twice and tell myself, oh, she just working. I mean, she on the way. I mean, she trying. You making excuses. You're begging. And begging is desperate energy. Desperate energy 101. Asking for anything more than twice is begging. Well, Doc, I try to communicate with them. They don't talk to me. Y'all know what I think about this. Number one, if a woman does not want it, this is masculine feminine energy 101. Because when a woman is in her feminine energy, she wants to talk to you all day. So when a woman who is predominantly feminine doesn't want to talk, she's probably emotionally disconnected. We got greater problems than her not wanting to talk. You're welcome. Ladies, am I right or wrong? If I'm right, type church in the comments with a bunch of R's. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Put your back into it. Let me see it. Come on. Let me see some. Ladies, is that making sense? There we go. There we go. Ladies in their feminine energy don't like to just shut down. When a woman shuts down, she is emotionally disconnected from you. It's feminine energy 101. And a lot of guys just don't understand this. But watch this, ladies. Let me help you too. You can tell me all day your husband, your boyfriend don't want to talk. Fine. Doc, I try to talk to him, Doc, but he say to me, Doc, he ain't a communicator. He doesn't like to talk, Doc. He real quiet. He a laid back guy. I like it because he laid. Great, no problem. I have no problem with him not talking. Great. But let's keep that same energy across all things. He can't have a conversation with you at a dinner table and talk about hard things. Then why don't you shut the shop down and stop letting him smash? I bet he'll learn to talk then. Because it's mighty funny. I've said this a million times. How a lot of men are poor communicators, except for at one moment. And when it comes to one moment, all of a sudden they know how to talk. So when you make excuses for him, you operating in desperate energy. So congratulations to all of you women that make excuses for your men being poor communicators, but they know how to communicate about one thing real well, don't they? That's all I'm saying. Let me give you another sign of desperation. This making sense? Y'all still love Doc? I love y'all. The truth either gonna set you free or make you mad. It's one of the reasons why I'm one of the best in the business. You're getting counseling, therapy, grounded in spirituality and truth. Thank you, Candace. She said, Doc, you're making so much sense. It's pure sickening. Appreciate you. It's really plain. Let me give you a third sign of desperation, and I'm going to shift gears. Here's a third sign of desperation. This is going to be bad. Y'all writing? Journals out? Y'all ready? Third sign of desperation is this. You will do and try anything for success. Some of y'all not going to see this one coming. This is going to be good. If you will do anything or try anything for success, you're operating in desperate energy. You are operating in desperate energy. Number one, again, some of y'all are jumping on late. One, again, accepting behavior you know is wrong. Number two, begging. Number one, accepting behavior you know is wrong. Number two, begging. What's begging? We defined it as asking more than twice. And number three, when you will do or try anything for success. Let me explain. Can I? I'm talking to all of you people that instead of being patient and trying to find your purpose, FYI, I'm teaching 2 powerful group works in July. One on July the 13th, one on July the 27th. It's only 2 of about 5 or 6 days I'm working the entire month. I will be traveling. I won't be on holidays. Y'all know I work hard. So I'm literally taking most of the month off. I will be everywhere. But July the 13th, I'm going to pause. I don't care where I am. I'm going to have a laptop. I'm going to plug up and I'm going to teach it. July the 27th, July the 23rd, or July 13th, I'm teaching Finding Your Purpose. But let me tell you what I got with all of you purpose. The problem I have with all you purpose seekers. Some of you are so impatient when it comes to finding your purpose that what you literally do is instead of you trying to figure out what your lane is, you drive in all the lanes to just see which one will stick. Let me give you some advice. Record it. Find your purpose and lane and then stay there. Find your purpose and lane and stay in it. Find your purpose and lane and stay in it. Yeah, y'all need to be at July 13th. I'm going to help you find your purpose. It's going to blow you away. I have 2 analogies that are going to blow you away. And I actually got my start in career counseling. So helping people figure out what their life's calling is, I do it in my sleep. Now I'm going to connect this to this counseling therapy work. Find your purpose and lane and then stay there. Which means last week you were selling hair. This week you selling flowers. Next week you a life coach. Next month you'll be selling caskets for funeral homes. In August you'll be selling you selling real estate. In September you selling frozen steaks. Why don't you find something and stick with it? Why don't you find your purpose or something you believe to be your purpose and say, you know what? I'm going to bet on me regardless of who's clapping for me. Now, I get it. There's an argument for that. Poetic on IG says, what about a person that's a jack of all trades? Let me tell you something. It is possible that you can be good at 5, 6, 7, or 8 things. But talk to anybody that's uber successful. At the most, 2, maybe 3 things. You're not going over that. You know why? Because you don't have the time and the bandwidth to be able to do it. You don't have the time and the bandwidth. So you need to find 2 or 3 lanes and stay in them until one lane becomes a clear one and stay there. Doc, what gives you the audacity to say that? I'll tell you why. Because I was making 10-minute videos on social media before anybody even thought about doing it. Check my receipts, especially on IG and TikTok. 10-minute videos were not a thing. What was that? The creator's name? I can't even think of her name on TikTok that did the 50-part series. That's great. I love that work. I think it's awesome. I was doing 10-minute videos before that stuff even started. And you know what y'all told me in the comments? All of y'all told me in the comments, Doc, this is good stuff, but hey, it's too long. You know, when I had like 30 video views and like 3 likes and 2 comments, and one of the comments would be like, Doc, it's too long. Nobody gonna sit through this. You know what I kept doing? I kept making 10-minute videos. You know why? Because that's my lane. And when there was no lane for me, I created one. And that's why I respect people like Risa Tisa. You don't have to like what she does, but at least she created her own lane. I respect people who create their lanes. Instead of selling hair yesterday, selling nails today, selling protein shakes tomorrow, selling Nikes Friday, all in the name of trying to make it. Stop. When you find your lane, not only are you effective, but authenticity is everything. Would y'all write that down? Come on, write it in your journal. Hurry. Put it in the comments. I've got truck drivers that are tuning in, that are riding across the country, that literally tune in every Thursday. They hit me up. Doc, I enjoyed the notes. When you find your lane, not only are you effective, but authenticity is a big deal. Which means you would rather be authentic and have slow sales, not a lot of clients, have a staggering career, than to have a booming career, big sales, but you're doing something that you really ain't about. And can I tell y'all something? Because of social media, a lot of you are doing stuff that you really ain't about for clicks. Social media has made authenticity an all-time low. You don't believe it? Just scroll your social media. Just scroll your social media. It's at an all-time low. All these people trying to sell stuff, all these people trying to convince you stuff. Everybody's a coach. Everybody's got a solution. All this stuff. And you can look at this stuff and you can tell who's really about it and who trying to get some clicks and views. Folk be posting stuff like, by popular demand, I'm starting this. So many people have asked me to start this fitness thing, to put together a group of men that can get in shape in 30 days. It's by great demand and it's finally here. And you post the flyer and you got 2 likes and 1 share. It's by great demand. Stop lying. Just say you want some money. Just say the rent due. Because us authentic people can look at you and we can see right through you. Y'all, you want to know what the greatest compliment I get these days? I get a lot. Meet people when I travel all across the world. I meet people, airport people stop me, take pictures. It's a beautiful thing. You know what the greatest compliment I get? as I travel all across the world is this. You know what, Doc? When I listen to you, I can tell you really believe what you teach. I do. Not only do I believe it, I live by it. Good question on IG. I want to get this, and I see a lot here. I see a lot here. A lot of questions. I can't. Y'all, we'll do Q&A at the end tonight. I haven't done Q&A in a couple of weeks. This is a good one, though. Love this message and love your work. I appreciate you, my brother. What if you're trying to improve your financial well-being, but what if what's authentic to you isn't profitable? Good question. You know why? Because, my man, when what you've been called to do is not profitable, but you believe in it, you got to keep doing it until it becomes profitable. Listen to me. Listen, Doc. Oh my God, Doc, that sounds like pie in the sky. That you don't really believe that. I got receipts. Y'all think this stuff was always profitable? Many of you don't know. What's this, 2024? Many of you don't know that in October of 2022, I had 11 clients. 11. I was doing this part-time with a full-time job. Decorated career in higher ed. Google me. 11 clients. And I was doing this on the side, and people criticized me. Videos too long. You got great stuff to say. Nobody's going to listen to all of that. And then I started putting this on my head. Oh, you're really losing it. Look at you. You look like a clown with that beanie on. Didn't understand the significance of the hat. Had no idea of the history of what I've come from, what I've had to go through and overcome. Had no idea. And now look, 961 clients in 31 countries. You know why? Because when it wasn't profitable, I kept doing it. Which means I wasn't selling hair yesterday. I wasn't selling lip gloss today. I wasn't selling protein shakes tomorrow. I wasn't trying to get you to buy dumbbells on Saturday. And I wasn't trying to get you to buy real estate on Sunday. I chose one. And y'all be lying, man. And you can tell. I want you to record this. Put this in your notes. Hurry, y'all. This making sense? Put this in your notes. You can tell when people are butchering. When people are butchering what they are. Yeah, you can tell when people are butchering authenticity in what they do. I'm going to explain this. You can tell when people are butchering authenticity in what they do. Because y'all, trying to do anything for success is a big form of desperation. You can tell when people are butchering authenticity. Let me give you an example. This is a true story. I went to Mexico. It was 2 years ago. I'll never forget this. I went to Mexico, really nice resort. I was by myself, and I was at some, you know how they have the events. They all have like shows, and people come, and some people dress normal. Some of us dress up. I was dressed up, whatever. This 2 years ago. Nobody really knew me. Nobody knew me. Again, 11 clients. I was doing videos from my resort room on vacation because I believed in what I was doing. I didn't need to take no vacation. I hadn't earned it. And I was sitting at a show in Mexico. This is a true story. And I had met this guy. I can't remember the guy's name to save my life. The guy was from LA. Nice guy. He was with his wife. And we were sitting at this show. And we were watching this show. And, like I said, some people come, after 5, we go to these resorts or whatever, or holidays, people dress up. I dress up every night. I'm in my swim trunks, no shirt all day, because I work hard for this position. I work out twice a day. I do. But then at night, I put on a suit. And so we're sitting there. He was dressed nice with his wife. Nice looking a white couple. Very nice looking couple. Young couple. We're just talking, getting to know each other. We're just sitting there laughing and talking, watching the show. And this lady walks by. And she, love you, sister, she had on at least some 7-inch heels. At least 7. Now, the heels were bad. I ain't kidding you. Heels are bad. They wrapped around her leg. They were they had calf straps. So they went all the way up to her knee. The straps went up to her knee. They were 7-inch. I ain't kidding. The dress, banging. Heels, banging. One problem. One problem. You want to know what the problem was? She could barely walk in them. Analogy King is here. The Analogy Prince is here. Hold on. She could barely walk in the heels. So she's walking by us. And the guy and his wife sees her. And he elbows me. No, she elbows me because she's in the middle. He's on the end, right? We're all getting to know each other. I'm on the other end. So we got her in the middle. She elbows me. Doc, look, Doc. And she's walking by. And the lady's barely walking. And she said, oh my God, I hate that for her. I mean, her dress is so pretty and those heels are so high, but why is she stumbling? And I leaned over to her and said, ma'am, because she's attempting to walk in something she ain't been called to walk in. I want to say this again. She's attempting to walk in something she hasn't. Y'all put up the ways of support because my salad's getting dry. She's attempting to walk in something she has not been called to walk in. You know why many of your businesses are struggling? Let me just go ahead and crack this open now. Many of your businesses are struggling because you run in businesses that are not reflective of your calling. You know why your careers are struggling? Because many of you are in careers that aren't a reflection of your real calling. You know why your marriages are struggling? Because you married for an Instagram photo and not for love and real commitment. And that's why it's struggling. Because when you attempt to walk into something that won't made for your foot, you're going to struggle. So when I see people, Monday, you were selling hair. Tuesday, you selling protein shakes. Wednesday, you a life coach. Thursday, you selling real estate. Friday, you a nuclear scientist. Saturday, you selling caskets to funeral homes. Sunday, you selling rental spoons. You are like the woman trying to walk in heels that was never made for her. Is this making sense or am I getting on y'all's nerves? Seriously, tell me the truth. I can take it. Y'all just be lying on oh my God, by popular demand, this great release program that I got coming. So many people have hit my inbox. Y'all fix it up good. So many people have hit you don't believe me? Get off this live and just scroll. So many people have hit my inbox about when I was going to offer this service and it's here. And I'm going to offer this and I want y'all to, and they posted and 3 people liked it. Where's the great demand at? Doc, why are you popping so hard tonight? Because when my client books went live a month ago, they were sold out in 90 minutes. 90 minutes, and I still have over 260 people on a waiting list. I ain't just talking. Now, people get offended about this honesty until you got receipts. So y'all stop lying about what you do and what you represent. Stop. Stop lying about your purpose. Find your purpose, y'all. Find your lane and stay in it. There are people that I follow on social media. Oh my God, there are people that I follow that do all kinds of things. They're life coaches, they're counselors. I have a lot of clients that are realtors. I have people that I follow that are realtors that do big work. I mean, they're not lying. You can look at the receipts; they're there. I love it, and you can see through their videos and what they do, their client testimonial. They for real in this. Some of y'all selling hair on Monday. You selling caskets on Tuesday. You going to law school on Wednesday. You a cosmetologist on Thursday. You selling life insurance on Friday. And you fixing plates out your house on Saturday. And we wonder why nothing's working. Y'all think I'm making this up? It is a way. I'm not making this up. This is the truth. Look on social media. Just look. Y'all just stop, man. Just stop. I want everybody to win. This is not about me not wanting you to win. This is about me saying to you that if you will do anything and try anything to be successful, you're operating in desperate energy. That's desperate energy. Desperate energy is doing anything in the world to try to win. And Lauryn Hill, the great poet and singer and songwriter, said, how you gonna win if you're not right within? You know what that means? It's more than just your spirituality. You got to know inside here what you called to do. Because if that ain't right, you can try anything. You can sell hair on Monday. Y'all tired yet? Because I ain't. You can sell hair on Monday, life insurance on Tuesday, caskets on Wednesday, work at Chick-fil-A on Thursday, do hair on Friday, be a realtor on Saturday, and be at the flea market selling CDs on Sunday, and ain't nothing gonna work. Everybody type in the chat, levels, all caps. Because I know somebody's upset about this, but the birds have been real low tonight. I'm impressed. Ain't nothing wrong. And look, y'all, I'm not clowning those occupations. Don't y'all misread this. If you do any of those things, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to work at Chick-fil-A, be the best at Chick-fil-A that you can be. If you're going to sell caskets and be the best that you can be. Find a lane in casket selling and sell them caskets. I'm just asking you to stop bouncing all over the place because you come across as being desperate to try to win and be successful. And when you're desperate for anything, you ain't going to have nothing. Can y'all record that? When you're desperate for everything, you will end up with nothing. When you desperate for everything, why y'all not writing? When you're desperate for everything, that's salad worthy. Hello. When you are desperate for everything, you'll end up with nothing. I hate to break the news to some of y'all. Doc, why am I single? Uh-oh. Doc, why am I single? I'm the complete package. I don't understand why I'm still single. Do you want a mate or are you desperate for one? Do you really desire a mate in a healthy way? Or is all you think about from Monday through Friday, from the time you get up to the time you lay down, is God, universe, whatever you believe in? When is he going to come? When's she going to come? Ain't nothing wrong with being single. Y'all missing the point. The point is, When you desperate for anything, including having a mate, you're going to probably end up single. I'm just telling you. Your energy is too desperate. Sponsored unofficially by Topo Chico, the proud sparkling water of Inspire Nation. Right? I'm serious. Some of y'all single because you just got to have a man. You just got to have a woman. And that desperate energy has your desires in a chokehold. I'm telling you, because we can look at you and tell you desperate. The people you try to talk to can feel your desperation when you say hi. How you doing? Hey, hey. Desperation, desperate energy. We can read it all over you. Appreciate you, King Cassius. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. We can see your desperate energy all over you. Let's get that sponsorship, Coach Sean. I mean that sincerely. Hey, Doc, pay attention to what you're saying. You're speaking to yourself and others. What? I don't understand that comment. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? Okay. Now, let me give you 3 things that cause desperation. There's a lot. Let me give you 3 things that cause desperation. And then I'm going to give you 3 things that will help you correct desperation. And I'm done. Right? I got to do this in 26 minutes. Okay. Is this making sense? So most of you think about that. Do we want a mate, or are we just desperate to have somebody? Okay. So let me give you 3 causes of desperation. There are a lot of causes. Here's some common causes. Number 1, record it. One common cause of desperation, write this word down. Brokenness. Brokenness. Show me somebody who's broken. I'll show you somebody who's desperate. Who does desperate things out of their brokenness. Which is why it's important to do healing work. It is important that you do healing work. Because if you don't heal the parts of you that are broken, you will very much end up in spaces where your actions, your brokenness will plant the seed of desperation that becomes a spirit that lives inside of you. Brokenness. A whole lot of people doing desperate stuff because they're broken. Maybe that broken came from childhood trauma. Maybe that brokenness came from, abandonment issues. Maybe that brokenness came from being molested or assaulted. It can come from so many different things, y'all. But you got to deal with your brokenness, or else the seed of desperation will be planted, and you'll find yourself doing stuff that you have no business doing. Brokenness. Number 2, I'm rolling. Number 2, second cause of desperation, there are many. Impatience. Impatience. People get real desperate when they get real impatient. You know what's wrong with our culture? Many of you know my background, my research is in generational studies, so I really interweave that into my work in this counseling space. I love talking about the generations, the millennials, Z's, lost generation, boomer, blah, 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 blah. And it's really helpful in this work because my clientele range is from the age of 8 to 82. So I talk to a lot of people on different ages, brackets and ranges. But let me tell you something about our generation. Our generation hates to wait. And if you don't get a healthy relationship with waiting, you'll get desperate. Record it. That's salad word. They ain't giving no more points until somebody support that point right there. Until, record this and support the show. Until you develop a healthy relationship with waiting, you will have desperate energy. And many of us don't have a healthy relationship with waiting. We think we ought to get what we want when we want it every time we ask for it. And I blame so much from social media to the advance of technology that allows you to now not only Uber eat your food, but if you don't want to wait the normal time, you can pay an extra $3 and they'll put you at the front of the line. And what do many of you do? You pay $3 for your food instead of being delivered when it was going to come. It comes like 5 minutes faster. You mean to tell me that 5 minutes was worth $3? Not being for real. Maybe you can afford to pay the $3. I can afford to pay the $3. This ain't about a conversation about affordability. But just because you can don't mean you should. You mean to tell me that you couldn't have waited an extra 6 minutes and saved your $3? I'm telling you right now, one of the best notes I'm gonna give tonight, I just gave. And y'all ain't supporting. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna just keep repeating until y'all support. Until you develop a healthy relationship with waiting, you will always have desperate energy. Mark my word. This is for all of you that don't like to wait in line. This is for all of you that don't like to wait on stuff. You just want to be, Doc, whatever I want, I got to get it right now. This is for all of you that like to fold your arms and pout because you don't get stuff on your timetable. Good luck. Because when you do all of that pouting and folding your arms, or this is the other thing, because you do get impatient and you just got to have something. Let me tell you what waiting not only does. Waiting not only helps you to have desperate energy, waiting severely impairs your judgment. Uh-oh. I couldn't wait to get to this part. Record it. Waiting sincerely impairs your judgment. I hate to tell y'all this. Many of you were so much in a hurry to get married that you just took what you could get. And now you're in therapy. Many were so desperate to have somebody, you settled and just took what you could get. And you used all kinds of excuses. I'm getting older. Biological clock. I want to have kids. What if nobody wants to marry me? Blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Waiting severely impairs your judgment. The inability to wait. Y'all, I gave y'all that note wrong. The inability to wait. That's important. I need you to change that. If you typed it, redo it. Thank you, Tiff, for staying on me. My moderators are awesome. The inability to wait severely impairs your judgment. This is why many of y'all selling. You walking around with a piece of bologna and swear you got steak. No, sis, that's Oscar Mayer. Your bologna has a first name. Thank you, Talia, for the salad. Your bologna has a first name? Is OSCAR. And you trying to walk around and convince us that it's a filet. It ain't. And here's the gag. You ready? You want the gag? The gag is everybody around you can see that it's bologna but you, because your energy is so desperate. Your energy has clouded your judgment so much that it's impaired your vision. Are y'all going to write that down? Your energy, your inability to wait has impaired your judgment so much that it's clouded your vision. Completely clouded it. And we can all tell that's a good piece of bologna, and the only thing that is missing is mustard. And to be burnt. I'm from the country. I don't eat bologna anymore. But when I used to eat it, a long time ago, burn that bologna and put some mustard on it, on some toasted bread. That's good eating from the country. You ain't from the country, that makes 0 sense. And you walking around with a fried bologna sandwich acting like you got a filet. No. They're not the same. No, sis, no, bro. We can all tell that your baloney got a first name. And that's because your inability to wait has impaired your judgment. Yeah, they slapped. Somebody said on IG or TikTok. Why bologna sandwiches slap? They sure did. They used to. Hey y'all, TikTok. I need y'all to do me a favor because I lost 900 followers because TikTok has shadow banned my work. I need everybody on TikTok for the next 2 minutes to hit the heart button as many times as you can. Go. I'm playing with TikTok because they don't support me. So I'm just trying to prove a point that we can at least get up to 100K likes with only 246 views. I used to do TikTok lives just on TikTok. I would have like 1,500 people on there. They've completely shadow banned my stuff because I ain't on here twerking and talking to you about sexy red and other stupid stuff. I'm trying to teach you stuff that's going to help heal your life. Go, like it. Come on, y'all. Go. Come on. Everybody cheer for TikTok. Let's go. Thank you, Charlene. Charlene, I appreciate that. Come on, TikTok. Hit that heart button. Hit it. There should be a like button on there somewhere, unless they disabled it. It wouldn't shock me. Oh, thank y'all. Look, IG's doing it. Thank y'all for hitting that love button, IG. I see the fire. Y'all do it too. All right, let's just do this. Yeah, yeah, Coach Sean. My videos now are averaging like 1,600 views with like 301,000 followers. Go figure. Yeah, you're definitely being shadow banned, man. It's crazy. Good. Y'all like it. We almost at 50K. We used to have like 300,000 likes on the lives on TikTok. TikTok is trash. All right. So, what causes desperation? Brokenness, impatience. Let me give you a third one. Yep. Keep tapping. Look at y'all tap. Oh, they listening too. We up to 55,000. Just keep going. Yeah, they got me on a watch list. I know I am. They probably gonna try to delete my account, and I'm not setting up a new one. I'm not. Just find me on YouTube and IG. It's been nice knowing you. I love y'all. I'm just saying. Um, a third cause of desperation. So number one, there are many causes. Number one, desperation or brokenness. Number two, impatience. Number three, you ready? Number three, inadequacy. Inadequacy. Y'all, inadequacy. Many of you are acting desperate in your relationship choices, your career choices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're acting desperate because deep down inside, you don't feel worthy. Inadequacy, record this, speaks directly to worthiness. And when you don't feel worthy and you don't feel adequate or enough for people, you compromise your standards to try to feel like you are enough. You compromise your standards to try to convince yourself that you're enough. And you're not. You ain't fooling nobody but you. Inadequacy speaks directly to worthiness. And show me a person who struggles with feeling adequate, and I'll show you someone who has a worthiness challenge. Let me tell you what I did. I put it on my social media. My client let me do it. Because I don't know why y'all still on my videos. Hundreds of videos later saying, Doc, why are you telling clients business? He's good, but I wouldn't listen to nobody on here just telling people's business. Common sense is not common. I like what he's saying, but y'all be adding people. Girl, he good, but girl, he ain't gonna get in and tell my business. Everything I tell, I have permission to tell y'all with receipts. I have to. Client this week, I think it was Monday. Client this week, I'm going to share her story soon, but she was having some worthiness issues in her relationship and is in a relationship with someone that is not reciprocating to her what she gives to him. And I couldn't get her to understand that her willingness to accept his lack of reciprocity was a worthiness issue. She would not embrace it. So I said, fine, fine. Get a piece of blank paper. It's a true story. I said, get a blank sheet of paper, and I need you to write on that piece of paper reciprocity 50 times. She said, Doc, for real? I said, I got time. You do too. And I made her write down reciprocity. Like she was in third grade at the board writing down a word because she said a cuss word. I made her write down reciprocity 50 times on her paper. And then when she did it, I said, okay, this is what I want you to do. Take that paper, and I need you to say the word reciprocity 50 times. She said, Doc, come on, Doc. Are you for real? I said, I'm dead serious. I'm as serious as Little Richard's hair. She grabbed that paper and said, reciprocity, 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 reciprocity. Making somebody say reciprocity 50 times, that's nasty work. Making somebody repeat reciprocity after they wrote it 50 times is nasty work. Y'all, true story. By the 20th time, she was crying. By the 20th time, she was crying on the call. And me with my silly self, I said, ma'am, am I making you uncomfortable? I thought I had made her uncomfortable. No, Doc, no. She's so sweet. Such a sweetheart. Long time. I've had her as a client for about 4 months now. No, Doc, no. No, you didn't offend me, Doc. It's just making sense now. Reciprocity, reciprocity, reciprocity. That's nasty work. Nasty work. She was saying, and I was just like this. Keep going. Keep going. Some of you need to repeat reciprocity too until it makes you sick on your stomach, sick enough to realize that you're worthy. She had an unworthiness issue. And because of that, because she had a worthiness issue, it made her feel inadequate. And because it made her feel inadequate, her behaviors was a reflection of this. Somebody on TikTok said, I said it 3 times and got emotional. I'm talking about 20, she was boohooing. And I wanted to give her some tissue so bad I couldn't through the computer screen. So I just grabbed a tissue. I was being fine. I was trying to make her laugh and it worked. She was positive reciprocity. I grabbed a little napkin I had on my desk. I did like that. I said, here, wipe that up. Because it's better that I do this than somebody else. It's better that I do this than somebody that's going to take advantage of you. I said, here, take that, baby. Take this little tissue right here and wipe that up. And keep going. Can I stop? No, that's number 41. Keep going. Reciprocity, 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 reciprocity. I meant it. Nasty work. Making somebody repeat reciprocity 50 times is nasty work. Nasty. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. So let's get to this. How are we going to correct it, y'all? I got 7 minutes. And I promised y'all Q&A, didn't I? So I'm going to do a 7 minute Q&A. I'm not doing 10. 7 minutes because we late. Reciprocity, 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 reciprocity. Keep going. Say it. How do we correct desperation? Let me give you 3 basic and practical ways. Did I tell y'all at the beginning of the call? Did I tell y'all that Doc used to have a challenge with desperate energy many years ago? That Doc, who's healed now and that's helping thousands of people around the world. Did I tell you that I used to have desperate energy? That people could read my energy and absolutely tell that I wasn't being true to who I was, all for the sake of feeling accepted or worthy. I know what that's like. I'm not teaching stuff I ain't been through. Okay? So if it worked for me, it can work for you. Y'all, here are 3 ways I corrected my desperate energy. Problem that I had many eons ago. Many eons ago. You ready? Number 1, honesty. Honesty. In what context, Doc? Self-awareness. What's self-awareness? We should know that by now. It's honesty about what? Who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. Honesty about who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. Hey, Cool Keish, it's good to see you again. Honesty about who we are, where we are, what we're doing. I had to sit down and look in the mirror and be honest about the state I was in. Doc, why do you go so hard on your clients? The reason why I go so hard on my clients is because my clients have to be reminded of the state that they are in. And for a lot of my clients, they have never been told the truth about the state that they are in. Thank y'all, TikTok. TikTok hit the 100K goal. I appreciate y'all. Just sending a message to TikTok. That's all. Self-awareness. We have to be honest about who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. Okay, so everything starts there. You can't be healed without honesty. You can't heal from trauma without honesty. You can't heal from abuse without honesty. You can't heal from nothing without honesty. Honesty has to be the foundation of your healing. Does this make sense? Okay? Number 1. Right? That's right. Everybody should remember that definition of self-awareness. If this is your first time tuning into one of my lives, you may not have ever heard that definition. It's my own personal definition of self-awareness. And a client told me this week, Doc, I was in an EEO training. I was in an EEO training, and the lady from HR was doing a training on diversity, and she asked the question, who knows how to define self-awareness? My client said, she raised her hand and said, I have a definition. She said, what is it? She said, my counselor told me it's honesty about who you are, where you are, what you're doing. She said the lady's mouth dropped. I said, who taught you that? She told him, tune in every Monday and Thursday. She's so crazy. Tune in every Monday and Thursday. He talk about it. It's a practical definition. It's a definition you ought to remember with you and apply to your life. You can't change nothing until you're honest about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. Number 2. Here's a second way to correct desperate energy. Why these things are acting so foggy tonight? My Topo Chico is high. Doc, are you this lively in person? No. Many of y'all met me in person, but like, Doc, you quiet. I am. This is just all for the gram. I get real energetic about my work, and then I go right back to my introvert shell. I love it there. My nerdy introvert shell. I am a nerd. Y'all remember when being a nerd used to not be cool? You used to get picked on. I do. Now everybody trying to be a nerd. I love being a nerd. I love quiet. Just, I love it. Anyway, I know y'all don't believe that, but it's me in real life. Number two, how to correct desperation. Find the cause, attack the root. I want to explain this. Find the cause, attack the root. Find the cause, attack the root. Find the cause, attack the root. If you want to correct desperation, find the cause of the desperation, and then attack the root of that cause. Find the cause of the desperation, and then attack the root of that cause. Let me give you an example. If you say to me, Doc, inadequacy is the reason why I think I'm operating in desperate energy. That ain't enough. You got to go deeper. What then is the root of your inadequacy? Well, my parents never told me I was special. They never complimented me on things that I did well. They always only fussed at me. They never told me when I did things right. I've had clients say to me that they are grown, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, never heard their parents tell them, I love you. Never heard their parents tell them, I appreciate you. I'm proud of you. Parents never came to any events. That, my friends, is what you do when you get to the root of the cause. Most people stop at the cause. A lot of your therapists and counselors just stop you. Oh, you don't feel worthy? Say these affirmations and go home. It's more than that. The work that you do has to be more practical and more in depth than that. If inadequacy is the cause, let's understand the root of the cause. Does this make sense to anybody? Type church with a bunch of R's if it does. Does this make sense? Come on, Inspire Nation. Where you at? This makes sense? All right, now, look, don't y'all make me play love matchmaker on here. I told y'all I got an idea that I'm working on. And I think we got some eligible bachelors and bachelorettes that pop in here. And Doc wanna come to some weddings. I got some tuxedos I'm dying to put on. Now look, I can make this happen. Y'all flirt on here if you want to. I don't have no problem. Y'all flirt on. Go flirt with each other. I'm talking about what y'all flirt with each other. Go ahead. Doc is working on a little show. I would love to play matchmaker on here. Now, just under one exception, you can't blame me if it go wrong. I'm not responsible for that. I'm gonna give you a nice questionnaire. I'd rather you do that than y'all be on date naps because I think date naps are trash. Okay, I think date naps are trash. So we're not gonna do that. But yeah, hey, we can make this happen now. Some of y'all look based on your profile pictures, you look kind of all right. All right. All right. Okay. So find the cause and then deal with the root. Okay. Does that make sense? Third way and final way, and I'm done, to correct desperation. Doc thinks my trauma will go good with your trauma. That was good. I don't know who that is. She said, Doc thinks my trauma will go good with your trauma. That was hilarious. That was so good. I can see y'all down using that as like, hey, baby, Doc told me to tell you my trauma go good with your trauma. What's your number? Hey, that's a line from the nerd himself. Hey, baby. Instead of saying, what's your size? What's your sign? Hey, baby. Has anybody ever told you that my trauma will go with your trauma? Oh man, okay, it's getting late. Y'all can tell. Doc is wild. That's good. That's real good. I like that. That's really good. Not what's your sign, not what you do for a living. Hey baby, what's your trauma? Oh, okay, let me stop being silly. All right, let me hurry up. Okay, number three. Number three. Third way to correct desperation, strong accountability. Strong accountability. Okay? Strong accountability. Strong accountability. You ready? You need an environment of truth tellers around you. Okay? You need you need a strong environment of truth tellers around you. Okay? A trauma combo sheet. Y'all are really going in on this. Y'all are hilarious. You need an environment of strong truth tellers around you. Y'all, this is one of the things that pulled me out of this desperate space many years ago. When you get people around you who can just say, they ain't gonna call you doc, they're gonna call you Zeb. Look, Zeb, I know you the doc, I get it. Listen, bro, you doing this right here, this right here. You need to look at this, you need to look at this. I love you, bro, but this is just what it is. You need people like that around you. And the reality is, many of us are really functioning flawlessly in our dysfunction. Did y'all hear what I said? You're functioning flawlessly in your dysfunction because you don't have accountability around you. And people learn how to function flawlessly in dysfunction when they don't have accountability. It is easier for people to function in dysfunction when there's no accountability. Which means, fellas, you need guys around you, and ladies. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a specific gender. You need people around you who are going to tell you the truth about you, who ain't going to care if you're going to get mad, you're going to get upset. They could care less. Ladies, you need women around you who are going to tell you the truth. If your dress ugly, they're going to tell you. If your wig is crooked, they're going to tell you. I saw one of the greatest videos on IG yesterday. This lady was dancing. I think Snoop Dogg had it up. Snoop Dogg had some of the craziest videos. I think he had it up. This lady was dancing and her wig was sliding and she didn't know it. So her back was turned to the camera. So you could see her lace front was coming down. It was halfway down her head. I don't know if any of y'all saw this. It was halfway down her head and she was dancing with a guy. A guy was in front of, and the guy, it was dark, I guess dark in there. He couldn't really tell. He was looking at her. He was looking down. He wasn't really looking at her face. He was looking down, and her wig lace front had come down to like halfway right here. So all of this was bald, and it slid down. And you know what? She had a friend that walked up to her, and get this. The friend was dancing. Friend was going side to side. Came up to her side, doing side to side, and just casually just grabbed her wig and said, shh, and turned around and walked off. She didn't laugh. She didn't take the phone and put it all on her head and scream world star. She was a good friend. I loved it. Yeah, I laughed. Who didn't laugh? We laughed, but you know what? I laughed for a second and then I said, man, we're friends that like that. They don't make friends like that no more, do they? Friends who love you enough to hold you accountable. Friends who hold you enough to be truth tellers around you. Because the beautiful thing about a truth teller, I want to say this and I'm done. The beautiful thing about a truth teller is a truth teller will tell you the truth about you, but they ain't going to let nobody else bother you. A genuine truth teller who cares about you will get you together and then dare somebody else to say something to you. That's the kind of energy Doc wants in his life. I don't need you to try to get me together and then go out here and just leave me as an open wound and a target to everything else. No, tell me the truth and then have my back when I turn my back. Nope, not gonna let you slide. No, Doc, we're not gonna let you slide. We know what you stand for. We know what you're about. We know where you're heading. We know what your future look like. But I tell you what, we ain't gonna let nobody mess with you either. Don't get it twisted. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. And y'all, unfortunately, they don't make a lot of people like that anymore. And those are the kind of people who help to build strong accountability. Y'all, did this make sense? Come on, fill it up with church if it did. A lot of R's. Fill it up with hearts. Support the show. Last time to send a salad. Let's go. Support the show. Now, I'm going to give y'all 7 minutes of Q&A. I got 11:08. Rapid fire Q&A. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We still have about 600 plus viewers on. My moderator, April, one of them has already started the timer. She is very strict about this because she knows I'll answer questions forever. I appreciate that. Honey Blonde, I appreciate you always supporting. I always see you. Probably the realest live of the century. Yeah, this was really good. How do I send a salad? Thank you. What's that? What's that? You are killing me. You really blessed me tonight with that live. What's your trauma? Oh man, that killed me. The way to support is on the screen, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank y'all. Doc, how will I know when the work is for me? What do you mean by that? Be specific with the question. I'll answer. Come on, y'all. Questions. Let's go. Let's see them. Because the clock has already started. How to attack the root? I think this is where counseling, therapy, coaching really comes into play. You need somebody to take the calls and peel it back like peeling an onion, and somebody that's going to really continue to dig in until you get the root cause. Is the spirit of fear and the spirit of desperation similar? And how does a person delete a spirit of fear, root cause, narcissistic, abusive behavior? Really good question. Spirit of fear and the spirit of desperation are not necessarily the same, but they can have similar roots, if that makes sense, right? Because both of them deal in things that ultimately sometimes we can't control, and sometimes we can control, right? So the way you really delete the spirit of fear is you have to address fear. To address it, you have to ask yourself, why am I afraid of whatever? Why am I concerned about whatever? And an easy way to address fear is to address trust. I talk about this on my patented triangle of trust. People who have problems with trust issues typically have problems with fear, and they have problems with letting go. Those three things, letting go, fear, and trust, are like first cousins. So a person who wants to address fear needs to also address their trust issues and address their ability to let go. I hope that makes sense. It's a very detailed question. Could certainly spend more time there, but that's a great question there. Good. How can one heal their desperate energy when another person wants immediate change and shoot you down? It depends on what they want immediate change for. I think it would be irresponsible for me to say, well, nobody deserves immediate change. There's some things you might be involved in that you need to change right away. If you're cheating, you need to stop now. Like, you don't need to work on, hey, I'm going to work on stopping the cheating. No, if you cheating, you need to stop now, right? So I guess it depends on what it is. But with that exception, some things do take time. And I think if you are engaged with someone that you really love, you guys share common values. You both are working on those 5 areas of healing: mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. You've got a same set of goals and principles and values. Then you're willing to give people grace as they develop and heal and grow. I hope that makes sense. With regard to finding your purpose, if I don't even know my purpose, how can you help someone find it? Yeah, that's the purpose. No pun intended. The purpose of finding your purpose, even if you don't know your purpose, is to understand what it takes to find that. So I'm talking about that in my group work, July the 13th. I need y'all to sign up for that. It's going to be the bomb. One of the best group works that I've done, I promise you. I saw good. No, I appreciate you, Pretty Allie. It's good to see you again. How will I know when the professional work is for me? I'm retired right now, and I don't want to jump into the wrong field out of desperation and fear for fresh income. That's a really good question, and congratulations for you for being retired. So how do you know when professional work is for you? Well, I think that's where your values come into play. Y'all, I'm teaching my value system this Saturday. If you identify your values and then begin to align your life with your values, you create what's called alignment. Alignment is when what we say, what we do, and what we believe are the same. And a lot of people can't determine what the next road is because they say they want peace, but their decisions are not reflecting peace. If you say a value is peace, you believe you deserve peace, then your actions should support that belief. And I think that's an easy way you can also try to figure out, am I going in the right path? Should I stay in this field? Should I go in a different field? Well, does the field that you're considering align with your values? If it does, begin to align your life with those values, and then you're going to see some synchronicity between the two. All right. That's a really good question there. Come on, more questions. I think we got about 4 or 5 minutes, 4 minutes. How can you help your partner when they are not ambitious or have no hope for their future? Let me tell you something. If a partner doesn't want to help themselves, it's going to be hard for you to help them. Y'all stop dying on these planes that are going down and people don't want to put on their seatbelts. Stop. And I mean that even more so if you are a woman that's involved with a man. Because listen, y'all, I know y'all beautiful, you smart, you sexy, she fine, she sexy, she cool, you all of that. I get it. But ain't no woman in the world fine enough to change an unambitious man. If a man don't have ambition, ain't nothing you can give to him that's gonna make him have it. That includes your in the sheets game. You ain't that good. Yeah, he'll do what he does to you, but that ain't gonna be enough to give him ambition. So I'm telling you, especially you ladies, if you're involved with somebody who has no ambition or hope for their future, the last thing they need is a girlfriend or a wife. That's how I talk to my male clients. If I'm on a call with a man and he talking about he ain't got no ambition, but he wants a woman, he want to be married. No, bro, you don't need no wife. If you ain't got no ambition, you don't need a wife. You need ambition. Okay, I mean that with everything. Good. I think y'all agree with that. Sean, you crazy. Good. Can you be friends with someone that you were intimate with? Good question. I want to end the friendship. Yeah, you can, but I think it requires maturity. I think you can very well be friends with someone you've been intimate with. I think you can be friends with someone you have been in a relationship with. I don't think the days of having to be mad at people because it didn't work out, I don't think those days have to be alive and well. I think it takes two mature people. I won't necessarily say healed, because you can be mature and not necessarily healed. But I think it takes two mature people to be able to say, hey, it didn't work out. These were our differences, but you're still a great person. You were still appropriate for that period of my life, and I honor our experiences and be able to be okay. And so I think that is very possible. And yeah, you should be able to be friends with your exes. But if you're dealing with someone that doesn't have the maturity, or maybe you're dealing in a space where you don't have the maturity to be able to handle that type of interaction, then break it out. Create a boundary there. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's a great question as well. Yes, this is why I'm divorced. I was married to an undiagnosed man. Right. I got you. I realize I'm impulsive and I cut the guy I was talking to. Should I contact him? I realize I'm impulsive and I cut the guy I was talking to. Should I contact? It depends on what you cut him for. It's kind of hard to say that. The answer to that, it depends on what you cut him for. Okay. Good question. All right, y'all. My time is up. April's on with the clock, so I'm not making it up, y'all. She's on there. I appreciate y'all. Real quick, write this down. Write it down. Hurry. Write it down because I've got an announcement. Hurry. July the 13th, Finding Your Purpose, group work. July the 13th, Finding Your Purpose, group work. Sign up. It's virtual. Give me 90 minutes, and when that call is over, you're going to have some clarity about your purpose. I promise you. July the 13th, Finding Your Purpose. Y'all writing this down? July the 27th, Executing a Vision with No Playbook. I'm calling July Purpose Month. I've never done group works on these topics. I've been wanting to. I'm working on a class, a course, a mentoring program. A lot of people have asked, Doc, I want you to mentor me. I'm trying to develop my business, I'm trying to do this. I'm starting to look into getting into that space and dab in that space. And I love doing this because that's how I got my start, actually. Executing a Vision with No Playbook. July the 27th is going to be powerful because it's especially for those of you who have a purpose or a vision that's very unique. It's one thing to duplicate what everybody else does. It's another thing to have a unique purpose and you don't have a playbook. I'm going to show you how to execute your purpose when you don't have anything to go by. And it's a powerful group work. That's July the 27th. This Saturday, June the 15th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the value system. Everything's virtual right now. The value system. This Saturday, June the 15th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 90-minute session on the value system. It's my patented system that teaches you how to create life alignment by identifying your values. It's powerful. I've got clients teaching this in corporate America. It's crazy. It's a great system, and I can't wait to talk about it. The times are on the website. I honestly don't even remember the times for the July sessions, but they're on the website. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Andre. I really appreciate that so much. That means a lot, my man. All right. Here's the announcement. Of course, follow me on Patreon, IG. I'm doing Patreon and IG specifically on Mondays now. because I'm starting to build more content for them in those spaces. Did you receive my email about this Saturday's class? I got one or two emails, so I'm sure it's in there. I'll be sure to respond to that. If you did not get a link and you register for this Saturday's class, forward me your receipt. info@zebthethird.com. Okay, info@zebthethird.com. Forward me your receipt, and I'll make sure you get the link. I think we may have had a little challenge with the trigger there. Okay. Finding Your Purpose, July the 13th, July the 27th, Executing a Vision, no Playbook. Here's the announcement. Many of you have asked, Doc, are you going to open up your client books for new clients? Well, my last time I did this about a month ago, it booked up in 90 minutes. And those clients are going to pretty much run because of the session. Some of them are one a month. They go as late as November, December. But what I've discovered is that I shot low. I did not take as many. Yes, there are still seats for Saturday. I have plenty of seats for Saturday. So definitely check it out. When I did my bandwidth and I opened my books about a month ago, I could have taken more clients than I actually took. And I didn't know that until I sold out and I looked. And so it's great. So, my June booked up, July is covered, vacation. And then August, it kind of gets back to normal. It's not that bad. September, not that bad. So I'm going to open up my clientele books for a few individual sessions, for a lot of group packages. I'm going to make that available. Here's the caveat. When I open that up in a couple of weeks, those sessions won't start until August because I have a short month in July. I'm only working like 4 or 5 days in July. I'll be traveling every single week and weekend, right? So I won't really be around. And I'm not going to talk to y'all on my holidays. I really earned these days, these weeks off. So when I open up my books in a couple of weeks, it will be for sessions starting in August. So you're going to have to wait one more month so the doc can get some time off, but then you'll be able to start them in August, number one. And two, you're going to be able to identify your dates. I did try to get everybody scheduled and do it individually, and it took some time because there were quite a few people, but I've got a better method. And that is, if you do that and you do those package sessions, you'll be able to identify your dates and schedule them all the way through December. Okay. So yes, do members get first dibs? Absolutely. If you are a member on Patreon, if you are a member on IG, I'm going to release that calendar to you at least 2 days before I release it to the public. Yes, that is correct. Because I had to continue to build value in that space. The wave of the future is probably going to be in that space because I plan to spend a lot more one-to-group work there as I start doing live events. I will also say this fresh off the press. Atlanta will probably be the first city that I go to in the fall, working on some things right now. And then I'm thinking LA might be the second city, right? So Atlanta and Los Angeles probably will be the first and second cities where I do these live talks in the fall when my book gets finished, hopefully this summer. All right. So I appreciate y'all. All right. I really do. And if you're in the Atlanta area down south, or if you're out west, get out to LAX. I would love to see you and love to meet you. DMV, I ain't forgot about you. Houston, Dallas, I haven't forgotten about you. North Carolina, I haven't forgotten you. Okay. It's going to be great. Okay. So I will give you guys plenty of notice. Get a ticket. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully my fourth book will be finished, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. All right. All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for staying up all night. Thursdays are so tremendous. Thank you for your support. If you haven't already, you can continue to support the work that we do here. I love and appreciate each of you. Have a tremendous week. We'll talk soon. Peace and blessings. Be good now. Bye, y'all.